Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. My name is Sanjana, and in today's video we are going to talk about being that financial girl. So if you are interested, please keep watching. Now just quickly, I am a little bit under the weather, hence my voice may sound a little bit croaky, but let's get started on today's video. Now, we all may have come across the trend called that girl routine, and it's basically a girl or a woman who is able to live a very wholesome, fulfilled lifestyle. So she focuses on her mental health and well-being, clean eating, exercising, prioritizing, journaling, meditating, things like that, just to make sure she's feeling 100%. So I actually want to take a spin on that sort of trend and talk about being that financial girl. So this video has been inspired by a friend of mine on YouTube, Devamsha. I'll leave her YouTube channel down below. She's based in Scotland and she talks about money, career, and definitely recommend checking her channel out. So without further ado, I'm going to list out 5 things that you need to follow if you want to be that financial girl. So let's go. So when you think about the trend of being that girl, you always see the girl journaling or meditating. Now the equivalent version of that in terms of the financial world, I would have to say, is budgeting. Now you can download my free budget template in the description box down below. You can use that, you can customize it to yourself, but I think breaking down and seeing where you currently stand financially is so important. You need to be able to face the reality, to be able to see where you currently stand and where you want to go in the future. You can't just start creating financial goals if you don't actually know where you currently are positioned in terms of your financial well-being. So what I suggest is to write down all of the expenses that you have on this budget. It has to be every single cent, every single dollar that you've spent in the last week or the last month, and write this down. So this is everything from your Spotify subscription, your eating out, your shopping. Have a look at your bank account, see what you're spending, and if you have made cash payments as well, write that down as well. And then you want to write down, what are your income sources? What is your 9-to-5 income look like? How much are you getting on a weekly, fortnightly basis? Are you getting any additional income from your investment properties, from stock dividends, anything at all? Write that down as well. And then you're going to want to see whether you are in positive or negative. So seeing what the balance is after all of the income received and all of the deductions that you've had over the last month. You want to see whether you're in a positive outcome or a negative outcome. Now, if you are in a positive outcome, then that's great. You are able to move on to the next step. But if you are seeing that you are spending more than you're earning, then you may just want to sit back a little bit and reflect on those expenses. You want to then review maybe your credit card, maybe you've got a personal loan, maybe you're eating out too much, maybe you're shopping too much. You want to sit down and really find ways that you can hold back and cut down on those expenses, because it's going to turn into a vicious cycle where you're going to be spending more than you're earning, and you don't want that to happen. The next thing I think about when I think about being that girl is obviously healthy eating. We see so many people in tune with their diet, seeing a nutritionist, making sure they're consuming good things. Now, if we think about being that financial girl, the equivalent of that, I personally think, is to consume financial content. So what that means is by absorbing information through podcasts. There are so many podcasts out there which talk about financial freedom, which talk about living your best life in terms of finding balance between your finances and things that you enjoy. But there's also self-help books as well. I will be leaving a few in the description box down below, so check them out. These are ones that I personally listen to as well, and I think they are great ways of absorbing information, and it really does sort of reflect when you are consuming these sorts of information. It does really reflect, and you do portray this in your real life as well. So basically just think about it, if you're eating healthy, it's going to obviously show from within, but it's also going to show from the outside as well. And that's what we want to do with financial content as well. We want to consume that so that we are able to portray that in our day-to-day lives. The next thing we see when we see, you're being that girl is exercising and working out on a regular basis. Now, the equivalent of being that financial girl, I would say, has to be taking the next step and investing into different assets. So we all know with inflation currently at 5.1% here in Australia, it is through the roof. So you want to make sure your money's not just sitting in a bank account. You want to be able to invest that money so it's growing faster than the rate of inflation. It is getting a little bit harder these days because inflation is so high, but there are still so many assets out there which can beat the inflation rate. So as you do follow through with a workout plan or healthy eating plan, you want to be able to follow through with a great investing plan as well. When you work out, you see a PT for professional help, so you can also do the same thing by reaching out to a financial advisor if you need help as well. The same rule applies. When you are thinking of investment options, there are a few to choose from. So a few examples include stocks, ETFs, you can look at cryptocurrency, NFTs, real estate, bonds, anything that you really fancy. Speaking of cryptocurrency, I do have an affiliate link down below in the description box. If you are interested in getting $20 worth of free Bitcoin just by signing up to the SwiftX platform, you'll be able to get that $20 worth of free Bitcoin. So make sure you click the link down below and also use my code SANJNA20. I'll leave it on the screen as well. The next step in being that girl, I think, is following a routine. So if we spin that across to the financial world, all I'm saying is to be conscious of your spending, instilling daily or weekly habits that really allow you to think about your financial products that you've got. So I think it's very important to do a regular exercise where you are having a look at all the financial products that you have. So that could be like credit cards, it could be your mortgage, personal loan, your insurances, and having a look at the fees, having a look at the rates that you're paying, and make sure your terms and conditions are aligning to your sort of values as well. You want to make sure you're conducting research as well, having a look at the market and seeing whether you've got the best possible rate for your situation. And if not, this is then the time where you will then need to negotiate for your rate so you can get a better deal. It also helps having the budget as well handy so that you can see this on a monthly basis, but making sure you get into that routine to really, cleanse and revise and having a look at the financial products that you hold and whether you're receiving the best rate possible. I think this should be a very regular exercise that's conducted. So I think doing this exercise every quarter is definitely going to be beneficial to you. Now, when we think about being that girl, we see a girl who is completely wholesome in her life, and she is not only on top of her well-being, her health, her fitness goals, etc., but she's also making time to enjoy her life as well. So the same sort of rule applies in terms of being that financial girl as well. I think there's no fun in always just saving your money and living a very frugal lifestyle. I think there has to be a fine line between, saving enough money and you are making the most of your life as well, because you don't want to always just be working and not being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You want to make sure that you are enjoying your life because you've earned it and you deserve it as well. So for me personally, I definitely love, saving my money, investing my money, but I also definitely love, shopping, splurging on handbags as well once in a while. I love traveling as well. So Ravi and I have actually booked our Euro trip. Definitely going to be very, very expensive, but I think the experience is just so much more valuable than, how much it's going to cost, because I've never been to Europe before. So I know it's definitely going to be an amazing trip, and we have an emergency fund, but on top of that, we also have a holiday fund as well. So personally for me, I do have a splurge fund as well. I like saving for my next designer handbag, skincare, makeup, things like that, which I love purchasing regularly. But you need to make sure that you are financially sound and everything is balanced in terms of how much you're spending, but also how much you're saving and investing as well. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by clicking the thumbs up button down below and making sure you subscribe to my channel. And if you do want to follow me over on my personal finance journey, then be sure to follow me over on my Instagram and my TikTok accounts up here. And that's it, guys. I'm going to leave this video here. Really hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Thanks, guys.